What brings you to court today?
So my son Eli attended Sean's 11th birthday sleepover, and we clearly specified instructions upon dropping him off about his severe asthma medical condition, with instructions, especially because they have a dog. And unfortunately, due to negligence, we ended up with nearly $12,500 in medical bills, and he has now medical loss, amongst other things. Had to be out for a week.
I'm very sorry to hear that. So talk to me about the relationship with the defendant family. Are these classmate friends or friends of your son?
Yes, Your Honor. So my son is friends with the Barkley's son, Sean. And they go to the same school, they're classmates, good friends. And one day my son came home with an invitation for his 11th birthday party, which happened to be a sleepover. And so I was concerned and hesitant because of my son's asthma condition. We've never, really allowed our son to any sleepover as of yet. And
is that because of the asthma or just in general caution?
I would say a little bit of both, but especially the asthma because, it's under someone's intimate space and we're not really supervising full time. So after bringing this to my husband's attention, to Luis, he, was also concerned, but he also gave me that reassurance, well, I don't want to be that mom that's overprotective and refraining my son Eli from his autonomy and experiences with friends. So we decided, okay, we'll let him go, but I'm going to provide clear instructions to Rayshawn Barkley, upon dropping my son off.
And what were those instructions?
Yeah, so upon dropping my son off, I provided Rayshawn with an inhaler, and I mentioned, in the case that, my son is having trouble breathing, that, the proper thing to do is to provide the inhaler. And although we do have a nebulizer at home, I didn't find it necessary because that's really in the case of emergency.
Yes.
And especially because she kept providing me the reassurance that it's, the kids are going to be fed, the kids are going to be supervised, they're going to be taken care of, and the dog is going to be kept away because I did bring up their German Shepherd. And the German Shepherd has dander, which could cause an severe allergic reaction to my son.
And so you knew though that they had this German Shepherd.
I did.
But let me get to you, Mrs. Barkley. You knew there was a lot of skepticism and some trepidation on the part of Mr. and Ms. Ramirez when it came to letting their son Eli spend the night, it sounds like really anywhere, but attend the sleepover for your son Sean.
Correct.
And what were your assurances that you made to help ensure that their son could attend?
Yeah, she seemed very worried about letting him sleep out. And I can understand that as a mother. Of course, we want to make sure our child is safe.
Yes.
But she also knew I had a German Shepherd. I let her know that the German Shepherd would be outside the whole time that the kids would be there. In fact, I did a deep clean of the house, made sure we vacuumed, did the drapes, just really made sure that there wasn't a lot of pet dander around.
Sure.
And the dog was out of the house during the cleaning process as well as when the kids were there. And also I had an air humidifier in there as well, just to kind of help. So other than that, that's really the steps that we've taken.
She told you about the inhaler?
Yeah, she let me know that she was bringing an inhaler, but she also didn't really stress the severity of his asthma.
Not at all.
So
what are you saying about it, Mr. Barkley?
She didn't stress the severity of it. To be honest, just be honest.
You weren't even there when I dropped my son off. It was just Miss Barkley. So I don't know why.
She whispered to her, like, he sometimes, has
But
this
were you
reason.
there, sir, or is that what your wife told you?
Well, I was there, but I just wasn't in the room at that particular time.
He was in the house. He wasn't directly next to us, but he was in earshot.
He was in earshot.
And she literally just says he has a little wheezing, and then she handed me the inhaler. So I figured,
That's totally not true. I mean, I was so worried. That's why you went to the extent to clean your house. You gave me the reassurance. You kept your dog out.
Well, I'm having a party. I'm going to clean the house.
Okay, well, Ms. Ramirez, I don't think anybody's questioning whether or not you were actually worried. The court is concerned with whether or not what exactly you conveyed to the Barkleys. Let me ask Sean a few questions. Hi, Sean.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so your friend Eli, you wanted him to come spend the night for your party, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you know that Eli has sometimes a hard time breathing?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. You've seen him use his inhaler? No?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. At
Yeah.
school, sometimes when you're playing?
Yeah.
Okay. Talk to me about what y'all did that night for your party.
So we was doing all kinds of stuff like doing TikTok dances, playing Roblox and Fortnite.
Okay.
And then our mom and dad came and checked on me.
Okay.
And then they told us it's time to go to bed. And
So they were
then-
checking on you. Your mom and dad were
like
checking on you and your
3 times.
friends?
3 times
Okay.
if we okay.
Okay. Good.
And then everybody was asleep except for Diamond, my friend.
Who was
He was-
You say Diamond? You had a friend named Diamond? Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
And he was
So does Elijah. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Just kidding. Go ahead.
Diamond was 10 years old. He was like tiptoeing. And then he was like opening the door. And then he went upstairs. He seen a chewy.
A what, baby?
A chewy.
What's a chewy?
A chewy is like that dogs love to bite on.
Oh, like a chew toy for your
Yeah.
doggy. Oh, and then what happened?
And then Diamond like threw the chewy outside. And then he like came downstairs, went to sleep. And then the dog came in.
Oh,
And
the
then-
dog came inside because Diamond left the door open.
Good old
And
guy.
then
Okay.
And then Eli, he was just like coughing like real hard. That
When
my
the dog
face-
came in, did you get scared?
And then I ran to my mom.
Okay. And what did you do at that point, Miss Barkley?
Yeah, the time around that time was about 3 a.m.
Okay.
So at that point, the last time I checked on them was about 12, which
Okay.
was like lights out in the house.
Yes.
So I was unaware that Diamond is tiptoeing in my house, or that he opened the door and let the dog in. So yeah, around that time he came up around 3, and he
Yeah.
was just like, "Mom," like
Sean came up and he was frantic.
Yeah, he was frantic because.
Okay, first of all, I think the defendant, that is Mr. and Mrs. Barkley, they shouldn't be held accountable for what happened 100%. No. They shouldn't be held accountable 100% for what happened. Meanwhile, the plaintiffs are to be blamed to an extent. What do I mean? The level of asthma their son have, their kid have, is something I've not seen in a long while. Yes, you know that your kid have that kind of asthma, that level of asthma, yet you allowed him to go for a sleepover. Nah, that is why I said they should be blamed to an extent. But let's continue watching to see what's going to happen in this case. Tell me what you think in the comment section while we keep watching.
And that is such an aggressive allergy. Let's see if it's warranted and how much they get to pay.
Because his friend couldn't breathe.
He couldn't breathe.
Yeah. So you call 911?
So I'm in a panic. I tap Bernard, of course, wake up.
Okay.
We go downstairs to check on him, and he's just having a hard time breathing. So we grab the inhaler, but
Yep.
the inhaler didn't seem to be working.
Yep.
So at that point, we called his mom immediately. And of course, she was frantic on the phone, which I would
Well, anybody,
be
I would have been
too.
frantic too. I would have been
Yeah.
like, what you calling me
Yeah.
for? Call 911.
Yeah, so we called her just to let her know what was
Fine,
going on.
fine.
She let us know that she was going to call the paramedics. We called
Okay.
the paramedics too, just to
And so
make
then you
sure.
went over to their house, or you
Yeah.
went straight to the hospital. What happened?
So yeah, we immediately, when we got the call, I woke my husband up, and we drove straight there. But at the same time, I did call paramedics,
Yep.
just because we're a little bit of a ways out.
Yeah.
And so upon arriving, the ambulance was there, paramedics were there. My son looked terrified, shallow breathing.
Yes, very
he had
scary.
a mask. And then I see the dog, like, still kind of on the loose, as this is happening. So I knew, like, that was a part of,
The problem.
The problem, yes.
So then your son goes to the hospital?
Yes, so my son was hospitalized for about a week
Okay.
because of that incident.
Yep.
He had to be out of school for a month.
Oh my God.
Yes, Your Honor, and we even have
Go
the
ahead
email.
and give the evidence folder to my bailiff. Give the whole folder, please. Thank you. The whole folder.
There's no folder.
Oh, there's no folder. Okay. I'll take the documents. Thank you. Okay, let me take a look here. Gosh, let's start off with seeing Eli here in the hospital. That is just scary. I'm also looking at a medical bill here that is, enough to change your life. I'm looking at this medical bill, 7-day night hospital stay, ER visit, intensive asthma treatment, 24/7 supervision, total of $12,248. And that is the amount you're suing to recover from the Barclays, I see.
Yes, Your Honor.
I am looking at an email. This is about Eli's school attendance, I believe. Eli's in the hospital right now with severe asthma. He's doing okay, but the doctor is recommending he stay out of school as he recovers. He's having some difficulty with memory and alertness due to the asthmatic reaction, and it's recommended that he stay out of school a month. Thank you for letting us know. Wow, that is all a lot. Anything you have to say about that? Ms. Barclay, I'll start with you.
We're terribly sorry that this is happening. Like, no mother wants to see their child go through this. And we are genuinely sorry that this happened. However, I don't feel like I'm responsible at all. Neither one of us should be responsible for this hospital bill. We weren't the cause of this. Yes, it happened while your child was with us, but we did not let the dog in. And I just don't feel like we should be responsible for this.
Do you have something to say, Mr. Barclay?
It's like having a game of t-ball at your house, and one of the kids ends up hitting the ball and it hits the other kid in the head, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna now
You say it's
sue.
the nature of the activity.
Yeah.
That risk is an inherent part of, in your example, the t-ball game. In this example, the nature of kids being kids at
Yeah.
sleepovers.
We didn't realize that anybody would go opening up our door, and there really isn't a way to stop that
No,
from happening.
that's blameful.
either.
What do you say, Ms. Ramirez?
Yeah, it just doesn't add up because it's they're at the end of the day, they're the homeowners. They're responsible for supervising the children. They knew about my son's condition.
Yes.
And it's very heartbreaking. I mean, even when we showed up with the paramedics there, the dog had a squeaky toy. It was a squeaky, chewy toy in his mouth.
Yeah.
So how does that kind of shuffling and noise, the door, the toy, the squeaking, the dog coming in, how could that not wake you up, like, even in that moment?
First
Kind
off, it
of-
wasn't a squeaky toy that he went and picked up in the first place. This was a squeaky toy he had after us when we're dealing and helping out your son.
Right, I understand. But back to when Sean was telling me the story, it sounds like Diamond opened, was out of order, really.
Yeah.
Right. Sean's like, absolutely. Diamond's out of order. Diamond goes to open the door. That allows the dog to then come into the basement where the kids are.
We don't know that the dog came into the basement. The dog was definitely in the house, but we don't know for sure that the dog was anywhere near her child.
Okay. Well, what we do know is the dog came in the house, and
Yes.
you had told the court, ma'am, that the dog was not supposed to be coming in the house. I think I've heard enough here, and this is very sad. How is Eli doing today, ma'am?
It's a very slow recovery because of the long-term impact of cognitive issues and memory loss. So it's really heartbreaking and I'm very upset because this could have been prevented. Ultimately, children are children, and they were responsible for that.
You're probably not going to like what I have to say, Ms. Ramirez, but I want you to know that I am saying it from a place of love and compassion, but also accountability, okay? And I'm saying this mother to mother, so it's not that I think that you need to be held to some standard of perfection, because no mother, no father is perfect. However, what I am hearing is that your son is in a particularly fragile medical condition, okay? This level of asthma supersedes kind of basic everyday asthma to the point where nebulizers and things of this nature are used, okay? It sounds like you had full awareness of it. It sounds like you gave some awareness to the Barclays, but I'm not going to be able to hold this couple accountable for ensuring that absolutely zero risk of harm comes to your son. And that's really what you're saying. Your expectation sounds like it was. They did make every reasonable effort to keep the dog outside. I can't hold them accountable, ma'am, for the bad acts, if you will, of a child. because he's a child. And actually, Mr. Barclay was making some compelling arguments with children will be children within reason, and I find that everything young Sean told me, and thank you for your testimony, young Sean, sounds like a reasonable evening of young men, young boys, rather, enjoying themselves at a sleepover and getting into a little bit of mischief. Unfortunately for you all, your son Eli is in what we call like an eggshell situation, particularly fragile. And you're right, Ms. Ramirez, this could have been avoided. But the best way for it to have been avoided is for you to make a very hard decision and say, we would love, Eli, for you to be able to go to this sleepover, but you are different than your friends in that your breathing and your health require more supervision. So you can go and play with them, have a good time with them, enjoy Sean's party, but you're going to have to come home with us in the evening so we can take care of you, because your care is the most important thing. And it is you as Mr. and Mrs. Ramirez who are best positioned to ensure the high level of care, medical care, that your son needs, okay? I wish you the very best, but the plaintiff's case is dismissed.
Just like I said in my previous verdict, Mr. and Mrs. Beckley are not to be held accountable 100% for what happened. These are kids. Everybody was sleeping and something along the line happened. The plaintiff, like I said, they should be blamed to an extent for allowing their kid go for a sleepover, knowing the level of asthma their kid have. However, Mr. and Mrs. Barclay are also to be blamed to some point. Understand me? I said that because what happened to keeping the dog in his kennel? I think when the dog was kept in his kennel, I believe the dog wouldn't have had the liberty to roam around, talk more of entering the room. However, I agree with the ruling 100%. 100%. The case is as good as dismissed. So I agree with the judge 100%. But that's my own opinion. But I want to hear your opinion in the comment section. Share your thoughts with us in the comment section.